Khalid Montgomery, I can see him in the entryway. I feel like he's waited for just a second in his song that he feels most comfortable. He's taken his time. You can see him on the way out, rubbing his hands together, enjoying the pyrotechnics, which are really awesome, by the way. Feeling the moment. This is something incredibly cool to do for fighters, because how many opportunities do you really get to be in this position, fighting in front of your friends and family? I like how collected he is, enjoying the moment.
Yeah, he definitely may be the sleeper in this. He may be the sleeper in this whole event. He's showing his 0-3 in MMA, but he's actually got a 5-0 kickboxing record. His last 2 fights, I saw some clips of the fights, and he's very good with high kicks. He's very proud of it. He'll tell you, I'm going to throw some high kicks. He's got knockout power. They're not as tight as they probably will be as he continues with his career, but he's not afraid to use it, and I'm expecting to see it come out probably right away.
That's one interesting thing is people are genuinely really, really good at their own form of martial arts, right? You know, you've got wrestlers and jiu-jitsu practitioners, but then when you mix it together in MMA, you've now got to become a well-rounded athlete. And, you know, it's oftentimes, even when you obtain the power, it's not always that one punch KO like you're dreaming of. However, these are light heavyweight. These are big boys. If they connect right on the spot, we might just see that head kick KO you're talking about.
Yeah. And Les Henderson, he's showing a record right now 1-1, but he hasn't fought since 2010. So this is his segue back into the sport. It's going to be interesting to see.
As he just spoke, Les Henderson is on his way out now. He is 6'2", 205 pounds. I mean, when you see this guy walk by, he's huge, he's strong, he's built, and he's actually a police officer. Shout out to our force and everybody that serves our country. We are so, so grateful for you. I cannot say enough about this man wanting to learn the best form of self-defense out there. Martial arts is mostly about defending yourself before the onslaught of just finishing your opponent. At times there may be someone, guns to your head, or all kinds of intense situations he's got to deal with. For him to know how to hold someone down safely before backup gets there, this is the kind of man, this is a police officer that I would want in my corner.
Yeah, he played basketball in high school. He's good friends with Julian Arosa out of Yakima MMA, and he said Julian inspired him to give a shot. So, again, back in 2010, he was training with Yakima MMA. He's taking a bit of a break, but he's back.
And one thing cool, you can really see the composure of Les. I mean, when it comes to real life warrior stuff, when there's guns and weapons and all kinds of things involved, it must be super exciting for him to be able to just use his fists.
Yeah, he definitely looks like he's ready to go, showing some energy, whereas Khalid looks just a little more calm, but he was like that in the interviews too.
This contest, amateur MMA, scheduled for 3 3-minute rounds. Your referee is Jeff Hoiby. Introducing first, competing out of the red corner, looking for his first amateur victory against 3 setbacks. Training out of American Top Team Portland, from Detroit, Michigan, weighing in at 204.2 pounds, Khalid Detroit Rose Montgomery. And his opponent, competing out of the blue corner, he holds an amateur record of 1 win with 1 loss. Training out of Yakima MMA Outcast Fight Team, from Yakima, Washington, weighing in at 202.6 pounds, Les Henderson.
Les is huge. He's athletic. He's light on his feet. Usually when you see guys at this weight, they're a little bit slower, but as you can see him bouncing in the corner, I believe we're going to see some explosivity from this man.
He's known for being fast and quick, and I think that's what they're really banking on for his advantage here. They know that Khalid...
Oh, yeah, we got to wait for the doctor. We got to wait for the doctor to come back. We have to wait for the doctor to come back.
They know that Khalid has some power in his kicks, but they're confident with the speed that Les has.
We got to wait for the doctor to come back. Waiting for the doctor to come back.
We're currently just waiting on the doctor before we start.
Waiting for the doctor to come back.
Yes, sir. Yeah, the ref just said the same thing. They're waiting on the doc.
We're good?
Okay.
He is present, and now the fight kicks
I'm ready.
off.
You ready? You ready? Fight!
All right, here we go. Just
Nice.
center of the ring, using a jab there just to test him. Some feints.
Les used a left hook for a check. Right to the body lock is Montgomery.
Khalid pushing him into the fence.
One thing you can see is how his body's squared up and he tried to kind of trip with that leg. That's one good thing he can do. He can also use his head and the squeeze of that body lock and use his hips with the momentum to get his opponent down to the ground.
Yeah, it looks like Khalid just isn't doing very much. He's throwing some knees to kind of get a feel, see if he can unbalance him, but Les is just staying calm. He's got to check on that shoulder real high, just kind of.
This may be a good game plan from Montgomery because, as we had said, Henderson is extremely explosive. It looks like he's just trying to slow him down for a second. But I'd like to see Montgomery engage his hips. He's got great cage pressure. If he gets his fight to the ground, that may be his bread and butter. As you had said, he does have some head kicks, but you never know what someone's been working on.
Yeah, he definitely sounded like he wanted to keep the fight standing up, but I'm surprised at this point he's just not backing out and trying to throw.
Plans change once you feel someone's power.
For sure, yeah. So now let's see where he's staying right there front in the pocket.
Henderson has got some power on him. You can see he's throwing right now one strike at a time, a jab, a check hook, or a low kick. I'd like to see him use a combination, 1 or 2 punches at a time, because it's a little bit easier to block when you're just having one-offs and an incredible head kick from Montgomery. Did you guys hear that? That landed heavy. Just as he had told us, he had a beautiful head kick. How tough is Henderson?
Look at Les throw that knee. He spun him to the fence, and he's throwing some good hooks to the body there.
How tough is Henderson? I mean, he just ate that kick.
Throwing some good knees.
Harder than you think.
Holding him well. Now Khalid's checking that leg with his right arm, trying to. Oh, that got him. That got him. That's it. That is it. He's going to claim it was a low blow. Low blow. Yeah.
That was low. Time.
Yeah. So what had happened is that the ref was pulling off Les Henderson, and Les Henderson thought that he finished the fight. However, what had happened is Montgomery was actually low blowed. He had a knee that hit low. That's what caused him to drop and cover his boys, keep them safe.
And I think he was expecting the ref to maybe
I wonder if
step in
there's an
quicker.
instant replay because I didn't quite see where it landed. But he does look ready to go. I didn't see any crazy damage from Henderson to potentially end the fight, so I believe him about the low blow.
Okay? You ready to go? Okay.
Yeah, there's no replay, but
He's good. You ready?
it definitely looked like it was
Ready?
on the button.
Ref just gave a warning to Les Henderson. No point taken.
Okay, low leg check there from.
Henderson is landing, but right now he's just throwing one strike at a time.
He looks a little winded too. If you look at how he's breathing, he's feigning with his legs. Oh, got him back against the fence.
I love that. He threw a beautiful right hand and walked forward with it, grabbing the clinch. However, Montgomery is able to shift the tables. Montgomery's doing a good job with control, looking for a double leg slam, and he gets it. Guys, these are big boys. What a slam.
Yeah.
You know how hard it is to just pick up an athlete like Henderson? Wow. A great job from Montgomery.
Time!
Now, Les looked pretty comfortable there in that closed guard there at the end. Khalid seemed like he just kind of sunk in and wasn't really being very active. So
A few deep breaths from these men, but I don't see I don't see them having trouble coming into round 2. I think that, Les Henderson, what a job he has in life. I don't think that his cardio is something for us to question.
Yeah.
I feel like he can go endlessly if he needs to. And there he is,
He's
up on his feet, ready to go back to war. Montgomery's taking a few deep breaths, but if I was in his corner, I would say, hey, you're doing a great job with control. Yeah. His body locks and takedowns are looking great, and he's winning this part of the fight. And I think that's smart because there's so much explosivity coming from Henderson's corner that at times just being able to slow down the pace is really a key to success for Montgomery.
Les was smiling as his team was talking to him there in the corner. he's having fun. His posture looks good. He stood up. Khalid still looks like he's breathing a little heavy. And again, Les just right to the center of the ring. Good feints coming in.
I like the right hand of Henderson. He always has it loaded and ready to go. If you see the position that he has it tucked into his chin, he had a nice fake there. Henderson is ready to let that right hand go at any means. If we see some damage come into Montgomery, I believe that it would be for getting caught by his right hand.
Totally agree. And it's, Les is throwing that jab, measuring. He's not connecting, but he's willing to throw that too right off it just because I think he's trying to use the advantage of his length in his arms.
I like that he's mixing it up. He's starting to throw them fakes. Looking for the head kick is Montgomery. Doesn't quite get it, but
beautiful uppercut. It looked like they're just.
Les Henderson threw a left hook, which Montgomery timed, and he was able to slip and get off his own hook, which landed pretty tough.
But it looked like Les almost turned it to an uppercut because of the way that Khalid turned away. I don't know if you saw that from that angle. I saw it, but it was like it almost changed in flight.
No damage by either boys. I mean, both of them can take a shot.
Yeah. Les still using that low leg kick just to kind of check, see if he can get some movement. Absolutely.
So basically, as a southpaw can come out, there's all kinds of new challenges that you can come, because oftentimes you don't have very many southpaw training partners.
Correct. And I specifically asked if they had trained for southpaw because we knew Khalid is a southpaw. He makes it well known, and he does not switch at all. He stays southpaw. So they did not train for it. They said they weren't too worried about it because they felt like Les's speed was going to compensate for it. I agree. I tend to think it changes a lot of the angles, how you step off things when they're checking you, and it can be a little deceptive the way the kicks come in.
For those of you at home who might not know what southpaw means that it is a left-handed opponent. That is their powered side. Usually if you're orthodox like Les Henderson, you have your left foot forward and your right foot in back. That's where your power comes from. A nice head kick lands for Montgomery again. But that right hand of Henderson, he's now raining down knees and punishment.
Khalid saying, come on, let's go. I'll
They're
right back to the center of the ring.
Let's go.
This is a battle, folks. This is a battle. Khalid saying,
Montgomery
no, you ain't
is
gonna
starting
get it on me.
to find his mark.
Here we go. Looks like Montgomery came alive a little bit there. He's just got a different look on his face now.
Les Henderson doing a really good job with the explosivity, and as he threw 2, 3, 4 punches, they really started landing. But this just lit a fire under Montgomery as we saw him return fire with great strikes of his own.
And he also may be very clever there, knowing if his corner's talking to him that the round is getting ready to close out. He may have been trying to say, hey, let me try to get a little advantage here at the end of the round. Les is still looking pretty good. It looked a little bit to me like maybe his breathing was changing there at the end. I wouldn't say he was getting gas per se, but he looks like he's breathing a little heavier. Khalid is still looking down, and his corner is rubbing his arms and stuff.
Now, as you see on the replay, there is going to be a bit of an explosion in the firefight. I'm not sure what happened with the replay there, but what you saw was about 30 seconds before the final of the round. Henderson and Montgomery were trading punches. They were throwing down. I'm excited to see the intensity of round 3.
The crowd is showing their excitement here as well for round 3. They know this is probably going to be some fireworks.
And so much respect to Henderson. I mean, doing something like this for fun and to, you know, raise awareness of how to handle situations in a real life situation like a police officer and using it in the force. I just so much respect for this man. Look at the positioning of the right hand of Henderson. You can tell that he wants to throw it. Getting some respect. Montgomery respecting those fakes and those movements as he should.
Yeah, I'm honestly a little surprised they didn't come out ready to bang a little more. It's like they're filling each other out again before they turn it on for the end of round 3 here.
Henderson is just looking for his timing. He's using his feints to land that one-punch KO. You can tell that he really wants that right hand to go straight across the chin, and he's trying to set that up.
Yeah, he's just kind of reaching out with his jab, very slow, but Montgomery's still looking for those high kicks. That one was kind of shoulder range, but
Montgomery's got to do something right now. He's getting bossed around the cage. Yeah.
Les almost rushed in there on the spin after the kick, but he was a little late getting there. Low kick check. Still using his jab, trying to get some movement, but Khalid's just backing off.
As you had said before, I was also expecting a little more activity, and I'd like to see Les just throw a few punches straight down the pipe, right in the clown's mouth. And a directly straight punch often lands faster.
I have a feeling we're going to see something. Yeah, right here.
Those straight punches land faster than a looping left hook, or those wide punches take longer to land. However, sometimes when they land, they can be more detrimental towards your health. They're more likely to put you out.
Yeah. I think you're right with the size of Les, though. I think it's maybe playing into a little bit of how Khalid is fighting, because Les has just got such great reach, and even with his legs, he's throwing those low leg checks, but he's throwing them from a little bit further out maybe than Khalid's used to. But look at this. Khalid goes for a single leg, lets it go, tries to come up, winds up in a
beautiful body lock trip takedown.
Yeah.
And
Les was trying to hold on to that guillotine, but obviously nothing was there.
On the back is Montgomery. This round was so close. I now have Montgomery ahead.
Yeah. With that takedown attempt, especially being a stand-up guy like that, to see him do that in round 3 is...
One thing cool that Montgomery is doing, as he started to climb into the mount position, he actually had hand control of Les under his back. That is something that, doesn't allow him to move.
Yeah, look at this. Full mount now.
Raining down punishment was Montgomery, but Les Henderson able to explode into the guard.
He opened the guard. Let's see if he can get out.
Montgomery is looking for a triangle, but there's only 10 seconds left and not enough time to finish a submission.
Yeah, look at that. Good pass by Les. Good pass to side control. Knew it was the end of the round, so he just had to hold it there. I think this goes to Les. My opinion, Khalid definitely had some good kicks, had some surprises with that takedown attempt. I just think energy-wise and what was actually thrown, this is going to go to Les. But so we're
a very happy Les Henderson. I feel that he believes and feels he's got the win on this one. Looking confident and composed.
Yeah, looks very confident. Waving to the crowd to let it be known.
Fan favorite, and rightfully so. I'm sure that he's got many of his friends with the force here with them. I'm sure that for his job, he's sprinting and running and lifting all the time. So you can kind of see that the fight didn't affect him as much as you would think as far as exhaustion.
No, yeah, he looks good. And like you said earlier, obviously that being his job, we wouldn't expect to see that would be too big of a concern. But he definitely had the Yakima MMA crowd here tonight supporting him, as well as his fellow officers. So we definitely heard that in the crowd responses.
And Montgomery, man, he had some really good things to pick up on. He had some powerful hooks and beautiful
Ladies and gentlemen,
wrestling.
after 3 rounds, we go to the judges' scorecards. And judges Davis, Silva, and Fall score the fight 29-28. For your winner via unanimous decision, Les Henderson!
As we expected, obviously crowd in tune with that. letting it be known.
One
Big
thing
smile.
I'd like to just highlight is Khalid Montgomery did a really good job with his takedowns. His wrestling has improved so much. I'm excited for him to look back on this, but overall coming out on top is Les Henderson. The explosion in the power from this man, showing a lot of respect to his opponent,
For sure.
Khalid Montgomery. I love that.
I just want to go back to, I do think what you said earlier about the reach that Les had.